there. Welcome to Live with Lynn. So if you're here, say hi so I know you're here. And if you're watching the replay, type replay in the comments so we know you were here. Anyway, today I want to talk about, are you an expert? I mean, what is an expert anyway, right? So it's so easy for people to just assume that people are born leaders or they're not born leaders. I think we all have that. We all think, oh, well, I wasn't born a leader, or she's an automatic leader. She's so charismatic, or, we all think that. But the truth is, very rarely does that happen. I mean, some people are more outgoing than others, but that doesn't necessarily make them a leader. So what happens is people become leaders when they try things and they figure them out. And once they figured them out, they start to share that knowledge with others. That's really what makes a person a leader. It's more about contributing and sharing and helping others. And so it starts with your own personal growth, and then, but it's transitioning to contribution and sharing what you've learned. And so, we all struggle. Every single one of us struggles with, we're not enough. We're not smart enough. We're not focused enough. We're not thin enough. We're not experienced enough. We're not good enough. I mean, just name it. We all have something, right? Oh, I can't be a leader. I'm not enough. But you know what? You're not alone. Every single person in the world feels that way at some point or another. In fact, I guarantee you that Oprah Winfrey and Tony Robbins deal with that occasionally. I'm sure that their personal growth has reached the point where it's a lot less often than most of us, but occasionally, I guarantee you, Oprah still gets nervous when she has to go out on stage. Not every day. I mean, whenever she goes on stage, she's probably not nervous, but there are times when she is, and when she might not think she's good enough. Or Tony Robbins, the same thing. He psychs himself up before every performance, so he deals with that, right? But the bad thing about it is, so just know that you're not alone. But the other thing is, it's something we need to work on. It's something that we need to overcome, because the bad thing about it is that sometimes people are held back by those doubts, by the thought that I'm not a leader. Who am I to teach somebody? And I don't want to see you held back because of two reasons. Number one, it deprives you of the experience and the opportunities that you should have. But number two, and even more important, it deprives people whose lives could be changed by what you have to share with them. And, you've got your God-given talents and abilities. I mean, everybody has something, right? And so I hate to see people deprived of what they might have been able to learn from you. So today, that's what I'm here for, is to talk about how you really are already an expert. You might not realize it, but you are. So we are all unique. We all have different backgrounds. We all have different life experiences. Everything, every single person, every single one of us is different in some way or another. And the longer we've lived on this life, the more experiences we've had, the more we've learned, and then we also have things we're good at. We all have something we're good at. Maybe it's playing the piano, or maybe it's dancing or building things, or, maybe you're a stamp collecting fanatic, maybe you're into antiques. Well, that experience has probably taught you a lot. Everything, all different experiences have probably taught you a lot. If you're into antiques, you probably know what is an antique and what's of value and what isn't. Whereas to me, it's all junk, right? But so every one of us has something that we could teach. There's something that we could help somebody else with. So just to give you an idea, just to show you, just to kind of put that in more perspective, there's a movie called Catch Me If You Can. Have you seen that? Catch Me If You Can? Well, it's about a con artist. His name's Frank, and he knew nothing about all the things that he was doing. He masqueraded as an airline pilot, a pediatrician, a district attorney. These are things he knew nothing about. God knows how he managed to pull that off, especially some of those high-powered things. But at one point, he was teaching a sociology class at BYU, and he teaches the whole semester, and nobody figures out that he didn't know what he was talking about. Nobody figures out that he wasn't really a teacher. But eventually, they do figure it out, and he does get caught. And so the police or the FBI or whoever it was that was interrogating him was saying, well, how was it that you're able to teach something you weren't trained in? And his answer was, all I had to do was read one chapter ahead of the students. So that's it. That's the secret. Yeah, he's a con artist. I'm not telling you to be a con artist. We're professionals. We're real people, right? We are real people. We just want to help people. And so but that's the key, right? You don't have to be the most knowledgeable person in the room. You only have to know a little bit more than the person you're helping. And, and that's the funny thing about that is it's amazing to me how when I go to things like Rep Fest, Avon Convention, or I go to other training events, a lot of times I learn something from probably the most inexperienced person in the room. From the newest person, I learn something because they have a different perspective, a different way that I haven't seen it. So don't ever think that you're less than or you know less because you're around people who know more, because seriously, you look at things differently. You have a different perspective. And so that's just all you have to do is you just have to be one step ahead or one chapter ahead or whatever it is. And teaching others what you know also benefits your own self-growth. It also benefits you because it gives you the advantage of helping you to really understand and internalize what you've learned. So if you learn something and then you go on to teach it, you become better, you understand better what it is you've learned. And so, let's just say you start a business and you get some sales. And then you show somebody else what you did and how you got those sales and how that worked for you. It gives you a chance to not only help somebody else, but it gives you a chance. You have to actually think about and put into words what you did in order to articulate it to that other person. And that makes your brain think, it makes you internalize it more. And so you have to understand why it worked and how you can explain it to somebody. And then as you're helping them, and you start to notice that maybe it's not quite working for them, but you're looking at it from an outsider viewpoint based on your own experience, and you see that, oh, this is why it's not working for you. Change this a little bit or change that a little bit. Well, not only does it it helps you to help them, but it makes you better. It makes you better, have a better understanding of what it is that you learned or that you're doing. And it helps you to be able to tweak things in your own life or in your own business or whatever. And so at some point, the only way to keep growing when you're working on your personal development, you're growing and you're, whatever it is, if you're in a business, if you're in a job, if you're in whatever, and your personal growth, the only way to keep growing is to start to share what it is that you've learned. It's to shift your focus to helping other people. And I found that when I shift my focus to helping someone else with what I've learned, and then that contribution helps them, that's when I continue to grow. So it's all about giving. It's all about, changing your focus, not to, I'm an expert, la-di-da, not that at all, but more like, here, let me hold your hand. Let me help you. This is what worked for me. I don't know if it will work for you, but let's try it together. Let me see if I can help you. That's what's going to help you grow. That's what's going to help you be a better person. And that's what's going to make you be an expert. So anyway, thanks for being here with me today. I hope you got something out of this. Please comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And what is your thoughts on what I'm telling you? And what has your experience been with teaching and training other people and how that's benefited you? Please share. I'd love to hear it. Anyway, thanks for being here. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day.